Hi everyone, welcome back to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope everyone's week went well and wasn't too stressful. Last week I had predicted that the key theme for the overall week would be patience, and I don't know about you guys, but I gotta tell you, first thing Friday morning, my patience was tested to the limit. It started off with me trying to make it to the St. Jude fundraiser in Virginia, and it started off with missing my ride to the airport, then getting to the airport and having a delayed flight that was continuously delayed, to eventually them canceling the flight completely after waiting around at the airport all day. And it went on from there. I won't get into all the specifics to bore you to death, because it literally could take the entire show of how crazy my week has been. And patience definitely was the key theme. And not to brag on myself, but I give myself a little pat on the back. I think I nailed it this week, and I'm super proud that I didn't lose my cool and completely go ape crap on anybody this past week. So I hope you guys had a fairly decent week as well and didn't let things get too stressful for you. Now, speaking of the St. Jude fundraiser really quickly before I do tonight's predictions and take a caller, I wanted to share with you all that Tri-Delta's Crop for a Cure raised $95,350.85 for St. Jude Children's Hospital, and I just think that's amazing. It was a crazy event. A bunch of people that loved a scrapbook came together, bought tickets, and donated money, and I mean, obviously $95,000, that's just, I think, a huge accomplishment for raising money over the weekend. And with that being said, Tri-Delta has decided to launch a campaign called Let's Go All the Way to 100K for the Kids of St. J. So to raise an additional $4,650 by August 31st, they've set a goal to hit $100,000. If you would like to make a donation or know others who may, again, even $1 goes a long way to help out children in need for research and, you know, their medical care. You can donate to www.tridelta, TRIDELTA.stjude, STJUDE.org/JLC. And I'd like to thank everybody who did actually donate to the fundraiser. Thank you so much, and anybody that plans on participating and donating this week or by the end of the month in order to hit that goal of $100,000. Thank you very much. And you know, when you pay it forward, you give, you receive tenfold. So let's get into tonight's predictions. They're going to run from tonight through next Thursday, August 17th. These are general predictions and are for everyone in areas of love, work, finances, health, and spirituality. So the general theme that I feel, words that were coming to mind for the overall theme were energetic, leniency, kindness, tolerance, and understanding, practicality, messages around money and finance, and paying attention to and dealing with the mundane and normal parts of your life. So to me, it was a feeling of while you're taking care of the little things, the big things will be falling into place. And even if it's something that's unseen and you're not seeing that manifest for you next week, just know things are happening out there in the ethers, in the universe, and things are going to fall into place and line up for the bigger picture of your life. And so again, this week is going to be focusing on the mundane. I do feel like this week the universe plans on showing you how you're handling your affairs, you know, your day-to-day stuff. You're either going to become aware of the things that you're slacking in or finding your balance. Either way, I feel like the energy will go one of two ways, where you're going to be forced to deal with the little things that you haven't had time to do, or you're going to just feel ready to tackle those things. So either way, I feel like expect it to be a fairly easy week with high energy. and motivation. So, it's going to be a good energy week. I do feel like some people might still be coming off of feeling a little sluggish, so you might not be ramped up, ready to go, but you'll definitely be feeling more energetic than you have and feeling more motivational. Overall, I feel like people will be more loving this week. And if you've been a Grinch lately, expect to get a swift smack in the head by the universe to humble you this week if you don't find that on your own. So again, try to, pay attention to what's happening with you. Work, for those of you employed, overall, most people will be experiencing helpful coworkers, bosses. I think, things will be running smoothly and people will be feeling generous with their time and their help. I do feel there will be a few who will be dealing with one person in particular who may be, condescending and patronizing towards you or toward other people. I feel like you may be the person that deals with the brunt of this. And I would say try not to let it get under your skin. Just know this person is being forced to recognize their behavior, and the energy this week and, the energy always kind of forces these things up and out, giving you an opportunity to take a look at it. And if you continue to avoid, deny, and suppress, well, then eventually the universe will smack you in the head to make you realize it. And so just kind of maybe give compassion and understanding towards whoever this person may be who's completely losing their cool and being not very nice to you. Just take a step back and just let it be. Now, obviously, if it's inappropriate behavior or it's too aggressive in nature, then take whatever action you feel necessary, whether that's reporting it to, the owner of the company or writing the person up. I would say refrain from any kind of physical altercation or even shouting match. Why let things escalate over something that in the grand scheme of life doesn't mean anything. Also, let's see. At work, for those of you employed, I feel like this week is not the week to go against the grain. I feel like, it's about doing the established things, and I'm a big rebel, so even saying those words is bothering me to have to say, like, you got to follow the norm, the established, work within the existing systems and accomplish what you're expected to do, but that's the energy of the week. Don't rock the boat. Do what you got to do. You can plan your coup to overthrow traditional ways of doing things another week, and I'll refrain from doing the same, and let's just let it kind of be a kosher week to ride out. Those of you looking for a job, some of you won't see much action this week at all. It's going to be another low-lying week. Don't let it get to you. Just kind of go with the flow of the universe. If you've been actively putting out resumes and filling out applications and you've been doing your part, just look at the universe saying, hey, take a little break, take a kickback. Your life's going to get busy enough in the future, so just relax. Some will have interviews, and I feel in the interviews this week it'll be a good idea to point out the need to point out that you're somebody that's dependable and reliable and that you're even-tempered. So, go in to the interview showing, I don't really know how you can show dependability, but I guess come up with an amazing story of how dependable and reliable you are, and try to have an even-tempered while you're there and not get too emotional within the interview. And remember, people that are interviewing you, they're just people. Don't let them intimidate you. Just relax, be yourself, and the more comfortable you are in your own skin, the more comfortable the other people that are interviewing you will feel with you, and the higher the potential of you getting the job is. So remember, this is level playing ground. Yes, they're interviewing you, but again, don't let that, mess you up mentally or trigger any insecurities. You got this. Love, committed relationships. This week I feel is all about responsibility and duty in your loving relationships. Now, true love is a willingness to work together to get through the rough patches and to work on your relationship. I feel a few couples will be dealing with who's meeting their responsibilities and who isn't. Advice, try not to get into the blame game and take responsibility for your own role in what you're contributing or what you're not contributing into the relationship. It takes two. My advice is try a different way of communicating to your partner, and most of all, listen to what your partner has to say. Don't think about your next words. Don't think about what your rebuttal is going to be. Listen to what they have to say. Remember, you are on the same page. You love each other. You want this to work. So try not to blame. Let's get on the same page here. Let's see. Oh, some couples, I feel like you're going to find yourselves in like this sweet groove of recognizing what an awesome team you make. Like you're kind of maybe in this reflective moment of like, dang, we totally nailed this obstacle, and you know, you're feeling more connected, and I think it's a beautiful thing. Enjoy that and have a good week with each other. Others, I feel you'll find yourself or your partner's needing to take some space to think through what you want, what the expectation, what your needs are in the relationship. This could be one or both of you that will want to take that space. So, you know, try not to, well, one, be patient and open while your partner figures this out. And if it's you, same advice. I would say if it ends up being your partner that's, you know, pulling back a little bit, try not to get fearful and desperate and needy. You know, sometimes it triggers our anxiety, it triggers our abandonment, and all of a sudden our brains go into overdrive and we're freaking out like, oh my God, you know, do they want to break up with me? What's going on? Try to just stay calm, give your partner the space. And in the end, like how you react and how you behave in that space of pullback is very important. So again, just be patient. It's all going to be fine. Take the space you need. Those of you looking for love, same advice goes for some of you singles who may be interested in someone but feel like nothing's happening. I feel like you need to be patient and let this person have their space to figure out what they need and what they want out of a relationship, and whether or not that is something they want with you, and vice versa. You know, take a time and reflect as well. I also feel like there will be a few of you who will find yourselves interested in an older man or woman, and this person feels energetic, kind, and warm, and even though they may be older in years, energetically they feel like they're young at heart, and I think, you know, go for it, have fun, explore it, you have nothing to lose. Then some of you singles who just aren't meeting anyone, I feel like, again, shake up your routine, get out there this week, try new places, get out and about. I know I say this like each week, but maybe I'm saying it for a reason, and eventually you'll take my advice and then you just might meet someone. So go for it. You have nothing to lose. Finances. Some of you could use some financial advice, even those of you who are financial savvy. This week, I feel like it will be a week of looking into investing some of your excess money in places other than under your mattress. So it may be time to maybe figure out, you know, keep some under the mattress, put some in some investment accounts, maybe some saving, invest in property, whatever it is that you feel guided to do. But I feel like that's the direction some of you will be heading. I feel like some of you will be receiving some extra cash coming your way this week, and to me it feels like it could be either a raise, lottery win, you know, whether it's a scratch off, or who knows, maybe you'll be a millionaire, inheritance, or literally anything. Like you could literally trip over $20 on the ground and nobody's around, so you own it. So again, just kind of be open, and you know, I'm excited for those of you that are going to have some extra cash coming your way. Health. Some of you will find out or find yourselves like getting physical. So if you're just getting started with the routine, I feel like you shouldn't push yourself, slow and steady, so you keep up with consistency. More of you will realize your health is dependent on the mundane, like getting enough sleep. A lot of you aren't sleeping enough. You're too busy thinking all night. Others are eating too much sugar and putting way too much crap in your body. Find the balance. So I feel like some of that's going to be happening for some of you this week. Just small baby steps to improve your overall health. spirituality, I feel like some of you have been denying yourself like the entire world in order to grow spiritually or become enlightened. You don't have to forsake anything in order to become enlightened, because you already are. So, there's nothing that you have to give up to grow spiritually. And matter of fact, the more that you actually immerse yourself in your day-to-day life and deal with things head on and use everything in your reality as a reflection of your internal self, well, that's going to be the biggest catalyst for you to, rise your level of vibration and frequency and consciousness. So, I think some of you will finally get that feeling and get that next week. Others, I feel like you're going to be feeling overwhelmed spiritually. You're having to deal with a lot of things that are coming up for you. And I feel like it's okay. Take a step back. That's usually when clarity happens, when you can remove yourself from whatever you've been working so hard on. So take that break. This wraps up this week's predictions. I hope everyone has a great week ahead. Really quickly, messages from crossed over loved ones for those of you who are subscribed to my YouTube channel. So I was getting the name Greg or Craig. I'm not sure if this is the person who's coming through with the message or that's who the message is for. The person that's coming through is a younger male, and he has brown hair, brown eyes. He passed away from a drug overdose. He says he's sorry for causing his family so much pain. He's better now. He loves you all, and he wants to give a special shout out to his sister. He says you were always there for me, and no matter how bad it got, you were there. And again, he loves you all, and he apologizes, and expect to see some signs from him around the house, and even in the form of some animals, like I feel like butterflies or just little flying things that all of a sudden are showing up. So I'm going to skip the moment of Zen so that I can get to the caller this evening, and I'll make sure that I incorporate the moment of Zen next week. Let's see. Rebecca in Zachary, Louisiana. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Doing good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you. How can I help you tonight?
I was just wondering if maybe anybody was coming through, or maybe financially how things might go for us.
Okay, let's start with like the financial side of things, and then we'll see if I can connect with anybody. Maybe you can give me a specific name, because a lot of times I just have a lot of people floating around, and people will butt in to get their messages out, and it may not always be for you. So
okay.
Financially, I feel like there's some sort of conflict over money right now, and I don't know if that's you and maybe your partner or somebody that you guys are maybe arguing about money or just really stressing out about financial situation. Even maybe connected to like a work conflict in some way. And to me, I feel like financially things will get better, but I do feel like there's going to be, I feel like you might need some help. Like I feel like you need somebody to maybe come in and take a look at your financial situation and help you create a budget where you can get your head above water. Is there any like specific question that you have about your finances or work?
I guess budgeting too, in a way, like you said. That's what I've been looking at, trying to do basically, and getting above water.
Are you both working right now? Are you in a relationship right now?
Yes, I'm married and we're both working.
Okay, so I feel like there's actually enough there, but it's just some of the habits. And to me, I feel like if you can break down, for example, really quickly, say rent or mortgage is due at the first of the month, and let's just say, for example, it's $100 a month, right? I feel like if you stick aside $25 a week, or if you get paid bi-weekly, then do $50 a week. But I think if you break it out of each check, a portion of what's due, and the first month this might be difficult because you're having to play catch up of like paying the current and then saving for the next one. But I feel like if you just write down all of your items and do it week by week and pay here and there, talk to some of, because I feel like there's some debt that you owe and you might be getting some calls. Talk to them. Don't avoid them. Hey, I can give you $25 a week until I get my head above water. They'll take it. Just communicate with them, and I feel like that will alleviate some of the stress. And even check with your bank if they have somebody that can help you with the budget. And there's even like free budgeting tools. Oh, you know what? Actually, send me an email at AskRebecca@gmail. I have a spreadsheet that does it all for you. All you have to do is fill it in, and I'll email it to you for free. No big deal.
Okay.
Okay, so is there anybody specific that you want to try to connect with?
My grandfather possibly, or we also had a grandmother that passed away years ago as well.
Okay, give me, for some reason I'm feeling like your grandmother might be a little more accessible. What is your grandmother's name?
My grandmother's name is Roberta.
Okay, I thought it was Rose. Okay, Roberta. Okay, I just want to make sure I have the right person. Was she kind of, like, would you describe her as like a firecracker? Like, she just feels like she was, I feel like she was quick-witted and on her toes, but kind of like sarcastic too and ornery. I don't know, like she just feels like a little firecracker, right? Like she just... Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so she's connecting with me in the way, like my grandmother lived in West Virginia for a while, and she's like giving me this like coal miner West Virginia type like swagger and just really ornery. Is there any specific question you might have for her?
I don't know. I guess wondering if she's okay, if she connected with our uncle that passed away years ago as well, with her son.
She feels like she is doing fantastic, and did she pass before your grandfather?
No, actually it was after. They weren't married. This was from the other side.
Oh, okay. Because she's referencing she passed before somebody else that is a male that was connected to her, and she's basically saying she's like with everybody, and has it been for some reason I'm getting like the number 10, so I'm not sure if she's trying to tell me she's been passed away for 10 years or if the 10 means anything, or the month October. Does 10 mean anything to you?
It's been a little over 10 years, but I don't know. I don't think so. Her birthday was in November.
Okay,
unless that was her birthday.
I feel like it's connected to her being passed away 10 years, because it feels more along the lines of that, and she's making me feel like she's going to be, and I don't know why she wants me to tell you this, but she does. She is making me feel like she's going to be reincarnating really soon. And is there somebody within your immediate family that you know of that is pregnant or trying to get pregnant?
Not at the very moment, no.
Okay, I feel like somebody's within your family, somebody that you know within the next 2 years is going to get pregnant, and I feel like she's saying it's going to be her. She's coming back.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, she's like, I'm coming back, and and she's saying, like, I'm going to have more fun than I did, even though she's saying she really didn't have that great of a time being here, but she knows now what she needs to do, because she makes me feel like she definitely struggled a lot. I feel like she had financial issues, and she actually had it pretty tough for a while, but she's saying, like, from where she's at now, it wasn't all so bad, but while she was living, it was. And she's making me feel too like, did she have like a paddle or something? Like, I just feel like she didn't have a problem like giving you a smack on the butt, or
I don't think she had I don't remember a paddle, but I know that she had no problem with telling us exactly how she felt.
Yeah, like she's just making me feel like she's wanting me to tell you that, you know, it's funny because she's wanting to apologize, but at the same time, she's like, I don't want to apologize because she's that ornery about it. But she's like, look, I'm sorry that she came across harsh sometimes, and, you know, seemed like she was kind of cruel, mean sometimes, and said a lot of things that were hurtful. So she apologizes because she doesn't want you to have any bad blood about it. But at the same time, she's like, I don't give a damn.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like her.
She's like, I don't care. That's what they needed. That's what you needed, is what she's saying. But she is around, and she does visit you, and she dips in on everybody, and she says she is having a good time over there with everybody else and people she didn't even know she knew. So she's kind of a trip. I only have probably 30 seconds now. Is there any last thing you want to ask really quick before we have to go? Oh, 15 seconds is all I got. Well, I guess that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. I look forward to connecting with you next week. If you'd like to book a session with me, contact me at AskRebeccaToday@gmail.com, or you can call or text 407-374-3133. And have a great week, everyone. I look forward to connecting with you next week. Good night.